Hey, what's going on, guys? So here we're taking a look at the Frame Arms Girl Hresvelgr Bikini armor version. So it's pretty cool, very simple kits and pretty low on the accessories, but on the other hand it's also a little bit lower on the price point compared to some of the other ones in the series. But still, it's not the cheapest, but still, again, just doesn't really come with a whole lot, but I think what you do get in the box is pretty nice. So once again, a reminder on the list price for this one is 4,800 yen, so just keep that in mind, almost $50 for this. And as always, guys, if you're interested in checking the kit out, or interested in checking out any other Frame Arms kits, or Frame Arms Girl kits, or anything from Kotobukiya or Bandai, or anything, as always, you can check the link down below to USA Gundam Store. Highly recommend you do so, and big thanks to them for sponsoring this review. You can use my coupon code there, ZakuAurelius10, to save 10% off everything on their site, so check that out. Now, why don't we just first start off by going through the accessories that you do get in here in the box with the kit. Alright, so first we got our set of waterslide decals here. Basically got the eye options in case you wanted to use any of those, together with the blank face here if you wanted to use those, or if you wanted to repaint the skin tone to a different skin tone, of course, and you have to repaint over the pre-printed eyes that are already on the other faces, so you can reuse these waterslide decals for that. And those little V's go here on the shoulders where they're supposed to go here on these kind of parts on the side of the upper arm. But if we refer back to the manual, you can see there's quite a bit more other little orange lining bits in here around on the legs there as well. So I kind of wish we would have got some water slides for those there also, rather than just here, just for these V bits here up on the top of the arm up there. Anyway, moving right along here, our main face options here is this very happy face, as well as this sad face, and this kind of a little bit angry looking face slightly. And then we do have a couple options here for the hair as well, basically some different bangs. So this is the main one, just for regular sort of looking anime bangs like that. Just pull that off to swap this here like that. And then the other option is covering one side, and then the other option is covering the opposite side of the face. And then we of course have all the typical hand options here, just some open resting hands, as well as some open expressive hands, closed fists, holding hands, and then extended trigger finger hands. Then we have a handful of small little leftover pieces, but most of them pretty unuseful. A couple of them that are useful, though, could be useful here for the legs. For these parts there at the thighs, you could replace those with these that have a peg on there for plugging on other different armor or option parts, things like that. And then different parts here for the top of the arm as well. I believe these are maybe left over from the original Hresvelgr kit, but I'm not sure actually. They're just a little bit different style. They have the same functionality, they just have the same 3mm peg hole there, but the style of them is a little bit different. And then last but not least, we have her weapons, just these two same things here. They're exactly the same, so there's no left or right option for these. Really nice clear blue part for the blades, and then these just have a handle there. The handle will fold out to the side. I mean, you could use that for like functionality, like holding it in that way. But I think it's also just meant to more easily put the hand onto the handle there. And you just close that back up for holding that. So pretty simple, but just out of curiosity, I wanted to try this. The handle is actually 3mm, so you could plug the handle into any one of these holes as well, something like that. So I guess you could actually kind of store these on the back, something like that. Just for an example, you do have some other hard points on here, of course, here on the back of the legs, the top of the arms, and just a few around here on this part, kind of on her backpack, sort of, if you were. But of course that part is also removable, and you just have just a plain center hard point there in the back. Another thing that I do just wish this kit included was just some plain arms and legs, so just some bare arms and legs, just to go with the whole bikini aspect of this. It's just a shame that you don't have a set of just bare arms and legs like you do get with some of the other Frame Arms Girls or Megami Device kits. I think Megami Device kits more actually are the ones that usually include those. So obviously those would be compatible, so if you do have some of those left over in one of your kits, one of your Megami Device kits, you could of course use those with this kit, just swapping the parts, not too difficult. Okay, well, scratch that. Just to try it out, I wanted to pull a Megami Device kit out and try that out, and actually you're not going to be able to do that because the connection, you're obviously missing something here for the leg, and then aside from that, the bare arm here, as well as the leg, the size doesn't match up, so you can see the size of the upper arm there and the size of the lower arm, just they don't match up there. I think overall, like the length like looks okay, so you just have to do a little sanding and reshaping to make that work, so it wouldn't be too difficult. And the same thing for the leg. I mean, you just have to cut off a peg of just a piece of the runner and stick it on there to make the leg in the right connection there, but as you can see, that just also the size doesn't quite match up for that either. So anyway, you can't do that, Alright, and then as for the articulation of this, it's pretty much the same kind of articulation that you would expect from any of the Frame Arms Girls and Megami Device kind of kits. So if you've seen past reviews where I've gone over that, it's pretty much the same, but I figure I can show it to you as well, just also through some posing. So I'll just show you a series of different poses that you can do. There's some options that you can do with this, and you guys can get an idea of the articulation on it. So basically, really like this set. I do feel like it's maybe a little bit on the pricier side for what you get in the box. While I think everything that you get in the box is really nice, I think the kit itself is really cool. The different face options that you have give you some nice options. The hair options, well, it's a very small thing. Just the options for the bang just allow you to personalize it a little bit more. And the weapons, while simple, are also pretty cool looking weapons as well. And the clear parts are nice. The clear parts on the main kit there are also really quite nice. So I think I really like this kit, and so I do want to highly recommend it. I just would say that I think it is a little bit pricey, so just keep that in mind. Of course, one thing that you can always do with these kits is dress them up with more weapons and option parts and accessories and armor and all sorts of stuff, using all of Kotobukiya's different other available sets in the Frame Arms line, or just the MSG model support goods line, or all kinds of different stuff that you could use to add more onto this if you were feeling like it's maybe a little bit simple for your taste, like you like the look of the figure but you wanted it to have a little bit more kind of going on with that. There's certainly plenty of different things that you could do to add more onto this. And just because it's featured on the box art and in the manual, I do want to show you guys also here the water arms set included with this. Now this is a separate weapon set that is sold separately. The list price on the water arms weapon set is 1,000 yen, but it does make for a good set, I think, to go along with this, just because with the bikini armor theme for this, and then to have like a squirt gun as a weapon basically just seems to kind of make sense. And then the other weapon is pretty cool there, how it's just basically like an airbrush and compressor as a weapon, and the hose for that is pretty cool looking. So it's a cool weapon set, and so it's something that I think works pretty well with this. It's a little bit plain just straight out of the box. It definitely will look better once it's painted, and we add a little bit more color separation and everything on that, as it is just being all gray basically there, and then just the clear parts. The clear parts also on the squirt gun weapon. There, the clear parts, the gates or the nub marks on the clear parts are not very strategically placed, so just be careful with that. You're probably going to want to get some sanding and get some compound for that, for just doing some sanding and polishing on those clear parts, just to keep them nice and clear and not looking messed up from some nasty nub marks on there or anything. So that's pretty much it for the review, guys. If you have any other further questions or comments, of course, feel free to leave those down below. I really like this kit, and if you like the look of it as well, then check it out. As always, thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.